It really is. And Schweitzer provides some compelling narratives to back this up. For instance, he points out that in 2020, as many as 1.7 million contacts were made by foreign agents with U.S. politicians regarding immigration policies. That's wild.
Wow, that's a huge number. It's like a game of political chess, but the average citizen is just left watching from the sidelines.
Exactly. And he argues that this isn't just a recent trend, but something that's been building over years. Schweitzer even says, immigration has evolved from a political issue to a tool used by the powerful.
That really shifts the perspective. So it's not just about the immigrants themselves, but how their movement is being manipulated.
Right. And let's not forget the economic strain. Schweitzer mentions that illegal immigration costs the U.S. economy over $100 billion annually. That statistic hits hard, doesn't it?
It really does. And it begs the question, who's really benefiting from this? Because it sure doesn't sound like it's the average American.
Well, that's the crux of it. Schweitzer suggests that certain politicians get a boost in votes and funding by catering to immigrant populations, while foreign powers gain influence over U.S. policies. It's like a 2-for-1 deal, except we're the ones paying for it.
Right? And speaking of influence, there's this interesting example in the book about how certain tech companies lobby for looser immigration rules to fill their workforce. So it's like everyone has a dog in this fight, except the dog is actually the average citizen.
Nice analogy, but it raises a good point about corporate interests versus public good. There's a line in the book that really stood out to me. In a world where everything is interconnected, the price of ignorance is steep.
Oof, that's powerful. But, I wonder if it's fair to say that all politicians are in on this. I mean, some might genuinely want to help immigrants, but feel pressured by these outside influences.
That's a fair point. But I'd argue that the system is so entrenched that even those with good intentions end up complicit. It's like trying to swim against a raging current. You might want to help, but you're still being swept away.
That's true, and it's hard to ignore the echoes of pop culture here. It reminds me of the series House of Cards, where political maneuvering is part of the game. But this is real life, and the stakes are much higher.
Exactly. And unlike Frank Underwood, these politicians aren't just getting away with it for entertainment. It has real consequences for millions of people.
So what's the takeaway here?
I think it's about being informed and critical of the narratives we hear. We need to ask ourselves who benefits from the stories being told about immigration and why.
Totally. So folks, take a moment to reflect on the information you consume and who's behind it.